If you ask me to do something for you, you know what I'm saying, I got you. If you need me to go get this, pick this up, do that, do this, bam, 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 I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like almost that being worshipped that girls require from a relationship, or that they ask for from a relationship, that like worshiping like they're the prize type of thing, a lot of handsome guys are going to struggle with that, because you know that that's not the case, right? You know that you either you're the prize or you're just as much a prize as she is. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Marv Over Matter, back with another video. And today what I'm going to talk about is why handsome men struggle in relationships, man. Why handsome men struggle in relationships. So I have quite a bit of experience in relationships. I'm not a serial relationship guy. I don't just like go bounce from one relationship to the next, but I'm 30 years old. Started dating when I was around 18. So I've been in quite a few relationships. I had a 6-year relationship. So I learned a lot from that. That was a very eye-opening experience. It wasn't my first one. It was my first real one, but it was like my second relationship, I guess you can say. And just reflecting on my experience, kind of talking to my friends, they're talking about their experiences, because the friends that I have, most of them have options with women. A couple of them have been with the same girl for a very long time. And just what I've noticed about, a lot of the guys who have options with women, handsome, whatever you want to call them, in relationships, is that when you're handsome, you don't really feel the need to, do too much in a relationship. You don't feel the need to put like so much effort in to the relationship. And that can be a problem, because women like to see effort. They like to see these things. They like to know that you love them, and they judge how you love them, not by the fact that you try to make sure they're safe, not by the fact that you try to lead them in the right direction and give them guidance, not by the fact that you're taking care of them. You know what I'm saying? So many guys take care of their women, and it doesn't matter, they still cheat, they still do all types of stuff. So that's not how they're judging it. They judge it really by, really like how much you kind of like show them off to the world, how much you tell them how much you like them and love them, and all these types of things. That's how they judge how much you love them, right? It's just by the show that you put on for them. And a lot of times as a handsome guy, you just don't feel the need to put on a show, right? You just don't. You're like, first of all, more than likely this girl came to you, you know what I'm saying? She's the one that showed interest first. And then you kind of just, you were interested, of course, or you wouldn't be in the relationship with her, but you weren't like pressing for it to happen, right? That's not how you got into the relationship. So then later on, when, that's the expectation, it feels like it comes out of nowhere, right? Because in the beginning, she was just lusted you. She lusted you. So y'all got together, and it was probably based off of the fact that she liked the way you look, and she wanted to, she was physically attracted to you, and she wanted to get physical with you. Right. So then you start this relationship, and it usually starts like that. But then later on, you know what I'm saying, they're like, okay, well, now where's the boyfriend stuff? Because they've dealt with guys in the past who probably pursued them. And then these guys, they already know they got to throw stuff at her. They got to give her gifts. They got to shower her with affection. They got to shower her with all these compliments. You know what I'm saying? They also got to make sure she's protected. They got to be at her beck and call. Like, it's a different dynamic, right? And they're like, okay, when I was in a relationship before with these guys, this is what happened. This is how I was treated. And this is what TikTok is telling me I'm supposed to be getting from a relationship. This is what Instagram's telling me I'm supposed to be getting from a relationship. The female content creators online are telling me this is what I should get if a man loves me. They're saying if a man loves me, he's going to do all these things. So then why are you not doing it, right? Why are you the handsome guy? Why are you not doing it? And like I said, that's not how you got into the relationship. So it really comes out of nowhere. I feel like that's a common thing. That's been a thing for me specifically that has happened, is like almost all my relationships start because the girl showed signs of interest, right? I'm like, okay, I'm interested as well. You know what I'm saying? It's usually girls that I already have my eye on, and then they'll just show a sign of interest. I'm like, okay, cool, perfect, this works out. And to me, on my end, I'm like, okay, like, you like me, you want to be here, I like you, I want to be here. we're here, right? I'm not asking too much of you. I'm not requiring too much of you. Just some loyalty, you know what I'm saying? Just some discretion. If you're gonna be with me, there's gonna be some discretion. But other than that, like, you know what I'm saying, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking you to do a lot for me, right? If you want to do a lot for me, cool. I appreciate it. And if you ask me to do something for you, you know what I'm saying? I got you. If you need me to go get this, pick this up, do that, do this, bam, 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 I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like almost that being worshipped that girls require from a relationship, or that they ask for from a relationship, that like worshiping like they're the prize type of thing, a lot of handsome guys are going to struggle with that, because you know that that's not the case, right? You know that either you're the prize or you're just as much a prize as she is, right? So you don't feel the need to do all these type of things, and it's just not part of like a guy's makeup anyways to do that. It's not part of like how we move, how we operate. You know what I'm saying? We don't need the constant like assurance. We don't really need the constant assurance all the time that a woman needs, right? So but they do need it, right? They do need it. So that becomes a point of contention, you know what I'm saying, in a relationship, when handsome men are in a relationship. Another thing that can happen is you don't really feel pressed to have this girl. You don't really feel like, okay, I need to hold on to her. A lot of times that can happen. You don't feel like I need to hold on to her because you know you can get another girl, right? You know you can get another girl. So it's like that scarcity mindset is not there. But that can really be a big part of like why people will stick it out, why they want to be in a long-term relationship, is because they're like, well, this is better than being alone, right? But you know, as a handsome man, you're not going to be alone. You can't be alone. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard for you to just be alone. Even if you go somewhere and you mind your business, you know what I'm saying, some girl is going to come talk to you. Some girl is going to try to, you know, shoot her shot with you, generally speaking, right? If you're actually an attractive, handsome man, you know what I'm saying, you know how to present yourself, and you have a decent social skills, some girl is going to like you. Some girl is going to want to be in a relationship with you. Some girls want to have sex with you. So, you know, something along those lines. So you already know, like, I don't have to be here. So it's like, you're kind of like, I mean, I'm only going to do so much. If you're cool with it, cool. If you're not, cool. You know what I'm saying? And then that's not necessarily great for a relationship, because you need to be giving all that you have to a relationship, right? If you're going to be with another person, if they're going to be giving their all to you, you need to be giving, you know what I'm saying, a good amount to them. Not everything you have, obviously, it's not the focus of your life, but, you know, you need to put a lot into it, right? You need to put a lot into it. And as a handsome guy, sometimes you just like, I don't need to do this. There's no, like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like there's no benefit to a relationship when you're a handsome guy, because you can just find another girl. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys who don't have options, who are average, they need a relationship to get consistent sex. And that is a major point of why guys get into a relationship. Not all guys, you know what I'm saying? Some guys are doing it for other reasons, but a lot of guys, I know my first relationships, when I was getting into my first relationships, I was thinking, word, I got consistent sex. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger. But then as I got older, I became single. I realized I can have sex without having a relationship. It kind of takes away the value of the relationship. It's like, well, why would I put myself in a position where I have to invest so much of my time, so much of my energy, and I don't really have to do this to get sex? Like, more than likely, if I'm dealing with this girl anyway, she probably already gave me sex. And even if she decides to stop, I can find somebody else I can find another girl who will. Right? So that's another problem that guys have in a relationship. It's like, I don't have to deal with you specifically. I can get another girl very easily. So there's nothing really, unless, you know, the girl is on her best behavior, there's nothing that will really make you feel like, okay, I need to stay here, or there's a reason for me to stay here. Especially in this day and age, like I said, where they're giving up sex very early on. Even if it is not the first date, even if it's like, you know, within the first week, within the first month, it's still like, okay, after that, what other reason really is there for you to stay besides if she's just making your life very easy, very peaceful? And she can't always do that, because she has her own life. She has her own stresses, her own things that are gonna, you know, put her in a position where it's hard for her to just be peaceful with you all the time, because she has to live in the world as well. You know what I'm saying? She has stress as well. So when she brings that to you and you're kind of like, well, I don't really need to deal with any of this, I feel like I just want to go, right? That's what a lot of handsome dudes will feel like, right? So that's another problem that, you know, handsome guys are going to have in a relationship. And another one is sometimes you'll have girls still trying to get with you, even though you're in a relationship. So you're fighting temptation a lot of times, right? Girls will be asking you, you know, for your socials. Girls will just be hitting on you, you know what I'm saying inappropriate things to you, innuendos, all types of stuff, wanting to, you know, touch you, talk to you. You can tell they're getting a little too friendly, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, as a man, your instinct is to want to go into that, especially if it's an attractive girl. You're going to want to lean into it. But as a handsome guy in a relationship, you got to fight the temptation. Now, average guys don't have this temptation like that, right? They have to go out of their way to really put themselves in the position to cheat or just get lucky one day, right? But when you're a handsome guy, this is going to be a constant thing. Like, you know, especially if you're handsome and you have game and you really understand what's going on, you can have an interaction and you know in the middle of the interaction, like, yo, this girl is feeling me. If all I have to do is this, and this, and it's a go. And you know that. But you have to just resist it, right? You have to resist it. So this adds to the second problem where it's like, I don't really need to be here. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, yo, there's a girl that if I just play along a little bit, I know it's going to go well. So when your girl is like having her stresses and having her problems, having her issues, you're kind of like, I don't want to deal with this, because nobody wants to deal with stressful situations, and I don't have to deal with this because I can easily just, you know, you have options already. Even if you're not putting any energy into the options, you know they're there if you're just aware, right? So it's a very tough situation to be in, and to maintain a relationship, because it's like you don't really have to. You're getting the benefits, right? And you could get the benefits without the problems, right? You could just sleep with women casually, get sex from them, you know what I'm saying, and then not have to be the boyfriend, not have to really invest too much into the relationship, right? So it's tough out here, like when you're as a handsome man, because it's like you want to have a family, you want to do all these things, but it's like, what's going to keep you there? What's really going to keep you there? You have to just be the one to keep you there and be like, hey, this is the ultimate goal. Like, I want to have kids. I want to, you know, have a family for my kids. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a stable upbringing for them, because that's going to give them the best chance to have success in life. All right, these types of things. So you have to kind of sacrifice. Whereas, you know, with average guys, it's the same decision that you have to make, but it's an easier decision because it's like you don't have the option to just jump out and start anew over whenever you want. You know what I'm saying? You can't just jump out and start anew whenever you want. But a handsome guy, you can. So it's like you got to really have that discipline to keep yourself in a relationship, to keep yourself faithful in a relationship. It's not easy because, you know what I'm saying, it's very accessible. It's very easy to just move on. You know what I'm saying? Dibble dabble, whatever you want to do, you can really do it, right? So these are the struggles, man, of a handsome man in a relationship. It's not easy. And depending on how many women are around you or what your career is, it can be very difficult. You know what I'm saying? If you're a bartender or something in a relationship, it's going to be very hard for you if you're a handsome guy, because you're in a situation where, you know, you can be around a lot of girls, you interact with a lot of girls, they're going to be showing you interest. Especially if there's alcohol involved, you know what I'm saying? That's just one example. But there's jobs all over the place, careers all over the place where there's women involved. And that can be difficult. But as a man, you know what I'm saying, you got to be disciplined. If that's what you want to do, if you have that ultimate goal of being in a long-term relationship, having a marriage, you know, having a stable family, then you just got to hold it down. You know what I'm saying? You got to be disciplined. All right, fellas. So that's the video for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Drop some more topics in the comment section. Still working on some other topics that have been dropped in previous comment sections. I got my coaching calls in the description box, Instagram in the description box, and y'all know what it is. It's mind over matter, marvel over matter. Let's get it.